I woke up this morning hoping and praying that yesterday was a bad dream. My mom was on her motorcycle and got hit by a car, and she's okay. Like, she's not dead. And she's gonna be okay, of course, but she is in a bad way. So I'm sorry to start off with such a real sad way, but I just feel terrible. I just woke up just hurting for her and feeling so sad that this happened. And quite honestly, disappointed in the universe. But yet at the same time, so thankful that she's going to be okay and I still have her. You know what I mean? Like, so yeah, there was a car and it crossed over the lines. Never saw her, never slowed down, and just struck her. And yeah, my mom's, she's lucky. Oh my God, lucky that she's literally going to be able to walk away with just, a shoulder injury and broken ribs and a little bit of a fracture somewhere else in her lower back. But like, lucky, because let me tell you what, I don't usually hang out at hospitals. And yesterday I saw and heard of patients and accidents that were far, far worse. And yeah, so in the grand scheme of things, she's super lucky. But I would still love it. Love it. If you could just take a minute here with me and think about my mom. Say, I send love to Sadie's mom. I send healing energy to Sadie's mom. And her name's Kara. And if you can just send some of your focus today on my mom, Kara, I would just be so thankful, because what have we been doing here? What have we been doing? Talking about the laws of the universe and talking about how our thoughts are energy. So I think it's such a blessing when someone thinks of you. I think it's such a blessing when you direct your attention towards someone in kindness and love and healing and support. So I'm actually sitting out on the porch right now. I've never done that with you. But I just needed a minute. That's a school bus driving by here. I just needed a minute just to sit with this. And I mean, how does someone manifest this? And how, like, I could never say that to my mom. How did you manifest this? Like, even though I believe that we manifest everything, I believe that our higher selves are in charge, kind of, like like things are allowed to happen if our higher self agrees to it. Or, I mean, it just really like shook me. Do you know that, like, I can't even express like what I believe right now, because it just feels so rough, but it's not the most heartless thing in the world. What is really killing my ego, and that's my dog barking at the school bus. What is really challenging my ego is, of course, my ego wants to retaliate or something against the woman that hit my mother, because she was probably like looking at her phone and never even slowed down, never like it. Okay, so you're like, all right, well, accidents happen, whatever. But the worst part of it is she never even got out of her vehicle to check on my mom. Like, is she that heartless that I'm assuming maybe she called the 911, but she never even went to see if my mom was okay. So I just I already have this strong opinion about this person. And I'm doing the Course in Miracles, and one of the main big lessons with the Course in Miracles is that when we attack someone else, we attack ourselves, and that's the ego that wants to attack. And so I'm very aware that of where my ego is like really jumping up like, oh, we're going to get justice on this, and, you know, like visualizing bad things. And it's like, hey, this is not me. This is not the work I've been doing. Like I'm really, my place in this world is one of peace. But what a challenge. What a love challenge. Oh my God. So anyways, yeah, if you can, thank you for just sending her love. I know you did. Thank you for sending her healing and wishes of wellness. And luckily, the summer garden still has some life in it. I have comfrey, I know, on the side of the house. And so what I'm going to do today is harvest a bunch of comfrey. And because, you know, when I get her home, I'm going to want to put fresh comfrey on her side to help her ribs heal, because they don't do anything for ribs. They, you know, they just take time to heal, and comfrey will help that, will speed that along. Bone knit, good old bone knit. So I'm going to blend it up, or process either in the food processor or Vitamix. Probably the food processor, I think, because I don't want it to be soup. I don't want to make soup with it in the Vitamix. And I'm going to freeze it, and then I'll just be able to thaw it and, you know, get it on her as like a pack, because I'll need to think about like probably months of healing work with my mom, like months of like putting that on. I don't know if she'd be willing to drink the tea or not. I know in this situation I would definitely drink comfrey tea. Fuck the controversy. Like that's what I would be drinking. So if you have any other healing suggestions for me, get a hold of me on Instagram at Herb Oracle or Herbal Marie and send me a message. Of course, if you've ever had any experience and working with healing remedies for someone who's had a trauma, who's had broken ribs, and yeah, and then, you know, I'm like thinking what kind of emotional support then is going to come from this, because, you know, you don't know if someone's going to have some post-traumatic, you know, just, yeah, post-traumatic stress, and just, it's like the trauma happens to the body, and the body will heal, but then you have to be careful that the trauma doesn't stay in your mind, because, you know, that can create, you know, things in the future in your body, and, you know, then just being scared and in fear. So if anyone can come above all this, it's definitely my mom. It's just, as a daughter, I just am disgusted and that it happened to her. I'm sickened. I'm literally like, how, why? But, you know, I'm just trying to focus that she could have not even survived something like that. So anyways, shout out to everybody driving on the road today. Put your fucking phones down and pay attention to where you're going, and watch out for motorcyclists, for the love of God. Okay, so we're back inside here. I've been texting my mom. Oh yeah, she's up, she's around. She was yesterday too. You know, she's good. She good. And we're going to do a law of the universe, because if one thing she's taught me, it's that, you know, the show goes on, and work still needs to be done, because she is a hard working girl. So so it's good to hear her that, you know, she's doing okay. Just waiting to hear back from all the test results and all that stuff. So anyways, I think we're up to the 60th law, of course, and it'll be relevant for us today. The law of no judgments. The law of no judgments, as I was just expressing to you, that it's going to be a real challenge for me then not to place judgment and all that stuff, all that negative stuff that comes along with judgment towards the lady in the car. So today we're going to talk about the law of no judgments. Last week we ended with like the law of monadic return, which I don't even care to go back to that right now. But it was cool that there was a galactic connection with the last law that we talked about. And it told us last week that within limits, man is controller of his destiny and his lesser lives and lesser centers of energy. And then as time passes, his radius of control can expand. So it's like if we do well with, the energies that we have right now, as we go on, we can be in charge of more of it. So anyways, that was that. Today's the law of no judgments. I'm just going to read it. And then I'll see we'll, of course, pull a few cards, right? Oh, we definitely will pull a few cards. So just one thing, like real quick, yesterday even, the numbers were with me. I have all of my significant numbers in my life that, I still see all the time. And so even yesterday, even as in that crazy moments, I still was noticing my significant numbers. And when my mom was in the ER room, she was in room number 41. And of course, 41 has been huge for me this year. I am 41, so I see it all the time. So I definitely noticed that. And even the room that she's in now is on the 12th floor, and 12 is always a significant number to me too, because one of my best friends, Asiel the Oracle, that's like his number, 12. I always think of him. So anyways, and he was energetically sending me so much love yesterday. I appreciate that. And yeah, she's on the 12th floor. So anyways, send that love up to the 12th floor. Send it over and up to the 12th floor in Pittsburgh. All right, so the law of no judgments. I'll just read it. I'm not going to judge it, just going to read it. The universal spirit does not judge us. Judgments are human inventions, a means to compare, contrast, and control as we judge ourselves against artificial and often idealistic standards of perfection, morality, or truth. Under the law of equalities, our judgments attract judgment to us in equal measure. The life/karmic review conducted by yourself after death is a condition of living in duality/third dimension. Okay, so that's it. That's the law of judgments. The universal spirit doesn't judge us. Like our story of a judgmental God, bullshit. Like that's just something that man created because man is judgmental. So we project our vision of God as a judgmental God. Well, guess what? Universal Spirit does not judge. Sorry. Judgments are human inventions. Of course, we are living in duality. We are in the third dimension right now. So it's like, sometimes we might step into fourth and fifth a little bit, but mostly just the third. And that's how we do it here. We have black and white, we have contrast, we have duality. I guess that's what the experience that we came here for. And that's why, because we've lived this life, we have a life review at the end of it, kind of looking back. So probably if we were in the Pleiades, they may not do that, but we do that here. All right, but anyways, the thing that we need to walk away from is the fact that we did the law of equalities, and we need to know that what we put out, we get back in equal measure. So our judgments attract judgment to us in equal measure. What we put out, we get back. So that's why judgment is something that the ego does, and that we want to step away from best we can, because it doesn't feel good coming back to us. Judgment is not a positive experience in this world. So anyways, that's the law of no judgments. The universal spirit does not judge us. So there it bees. All right, so we're going to work with the Enchanted Spell Oracle today, a deck of beautiful medieval hedge witches and their magic and wonderful ways of self-empowerment. This is definitely a type of energy that I want to bring in for my mom, who's a wonderful, beautiful priestess. And so let's just see what we've got. We're working with the law of no judgments today. And what a timely law, for real, as like I am so so struggling with, I see the judgment, because I have definitely always been a pretty good judgmental person. I can make a great judge, but yeah, being judgmental, that's been a theme of me that I've been trying to work on. Okay, so 2 cards just completely flipped out of the deck, and it's wishes and happiness. So I'm going to leave them pretty much the way they fell out on the table here, which is kind of starting us off on a zigzaggy, zigzaggy. So I'm going to do wishes and happiness, and on the bottom is ritual. And I'm going to put that one out too. So anyways, I'm going to put, I guess, her kind of straight up, because that's how she was. So first of all, the first thing that I am personally thinking of is the lady in ritual. She's completely naked. She's there with her hands up, her blue hands up. And oh my gosh. So this card, first of all, is bringing in so many different visions for me. So I'm just sitting here with it. But so why are her hands blue? Do, 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 do. It's like a Jeopardy question. So if you thought of what is woad, what is blue woad, you are correct. So I was just talking to a friend like a month ago. He was looking for woad, so that came up. But what came up first was the fact that, yesterday, when my mom was in the helicopter being life-flighted, they cut off her clothes. So that's like, what they do. They don't try to undress any patients after an accident like that. They use scissors and cut off clothes. So, because they want to get to the body, not, be jostling blue jeans and anything. So yesterday, of course, my mom was like, of course it was a new $50 bra, last night before I left, I pulled the pants that they had in her bag. I don't know why they're like, here's your pants back. What are you going to do with them? They're completely severed on both sides. But I was like, Mom, do you want me to bring in an outfit for you? And she's like, well, I'm not going to need it till I leave, because so this beautiful naked body, I'm just, of all the cards, this one is sitting with me first, because, we're talking about healing the body, such a delicate thing. I was thinking about that on the way home, like who set up this reality? Do you know, like we come here, our spirits incarnate into these bodies, but so much can happen to the body. And I guess that is just, the time-space reality that we're in right now, but it's just like, geez, who thought this was a good idea? But this reality from the Course in Miracles is, it is our I don't want to say mistake, but this is our separation from God in this reality. And our body is our belief in separation. So it is this place of duality. And so yeah, I mean, it's not a perfect world because it just wasn't set up like that. And so anyways, I can totally tap into, the energy, the collective energy of so many of us that are like, wow, won't it be nice someday to not have these bodies? Like, as much of a blessing as they are, like, yeah, someday to not have them might also be good. So anyways, that is a beautiful card. She has moons around her. She has a big blue full moon on her, right above her navel, in that area. She's got crescent moons, above and below, like the goddess, triple goddess. Her face is painted beautifully. I'll definitely put pictures on Herb Oracle so you can see. She's got this, like, the top half of her face, forehead, eyes, and nose, which makes her cheekbones and chin look like a heart. So anyways, her hands are both up. It's like she exhibits strength, yet vulnerability, yet openness, and power in a lot of ways. So the ritual card is all about letting go, all about changing phases. And it talks about the plant, the blue woad. The blue woad is really interesting because you'd think like, oh, it's a blue plant, but actually it has yellow flowers. So that's always like cool when nature does that. And now looking up onto the next card, happiness, there's a blue mushroom up on that card. And even wishes, she's wearing a blue dress. So there is, color therapy. Oh my God, and happiness has blue and white striped tights or leggings, stretchy pants. And so there's lots of blue everywhere today. Blue, and a little bit of green, of course, and some oranges. But yeah, I think blue is the color that's really capturing me right now. So the sunny yellow flowers of the woad plant belie the incredible rich indigo color of the dye they produce. The indigo ink of woad has been discovered in illuminated manuscripts written by medieval monks in the 8th century Ireland. In 7th century Britain, this dye was used to cover the body of warriors in a ritualistic manner before going into battle. Medicinally, woad curtails blood flow and acts as a natural antiseptic. Wow. So, yeah, like my mother feels today like she was in battle. I mean, really rough to be struck by a vehicle. So energy of woad coming in, to, yes, be the antiseptic, be the healer. Luckily, there wasn't any blood flow. So wow, big wow for how lucky someone can be. So the symbolism of this card, the priestess of ritual painted in blue woad, is about to embark on a powerful ritual of the moon. This ritual symbolizes moving from one stage of life into another, in this case, from the maiden to the mother. She is surrounded by the waxing and waning phases of the moon, her belly painted with a triple moon goddess symbol. The Scottish Gaelic words Gaelach Brew appear, meaning moon belly. So when the priestess of ritual appears for us, it's time to honor the fact that an important era in your life is coming to an end. A new phase is beginning, and with it will come mixed emotions. As you enter a brand new stage in your life, it is important to honor the past with a meaningful ritual. This ritual can help temper the waves of exhaustion, irritation, and feelings of inertia as you try to grasp onto the old energy you know so well. The following ritual of the moon can help you let go and allow yourself to move into the next phase with ease and grace. So the one thing that's awesome about this Enchanted Spell Oracle, in the guidebook, for every card, they do give you a ritual to do. And sometimes I skip over them, but I really feel like I just want to at least glance at what the ritual of the moon is. Working with the phases of the moon within a ritual can be very effective. This one is adapted from Edane McCoy's Lady of the Night and works with the releasing energy of the waning moon. So, of course, I have no idea where the moon is right now. My bestie, Asiel the Oracle, keeps telling me to download the app Phases of the Moon. But I just keep on being lazy, figuring that he'll tell me where the moon is. So it might be waning right now because we did just have the full moon. I think it is waning, isn't it? All right, so you will need some dark blue body paint or dark lipstick for this ritual. On the night of a dark moon, the moon phase just before the new moon, draw counterclockward spirals, starting from the center and moving outward on any part of your body that feels stuck or heavy. Imagine these spirals drawing out the dull energy in your body that you no longer need. So wherever you feel like there's just stuck energy in your body, use your, hey, and right now all the Halloween makeup is at Wally World. So take your dark lipstick, your black, or if you can find dark blue, and draw counterclockwise spirals starting from the center and moving outward counterclockwise on any part of your body where you feel heavy or stuck or just there's some energy, old dull energy that needs to be released. When you feel ready, wash these spirals away and feel the letting go process begin as the dark ink negativity washes down the drain and far away from you. When the new moon sliver appears in the night sky, it will bring with it fresh, new, and vital energy. So I love the energy and intention of letting go. And that is one ritual that I would definitely do for myself. Like sometimes they don't all resonate with me, but that one definitely did. Okay, so then we have happiness. We have wishes and happiness. We have ritual, then happiness and wishes at the top. Probably should have done wishes first, but I have the book open to happiness. And it's all about optimism, good cheer, and laughter. And it is orange blossom. And the smell of orange is very happy and sweet and optimistic and regenerative. Unless, of course, you're my daughter who now seems to have a sensitivity to orange oil and citruses and tomatoes out of freaking nowhere. Now I'm like, am I allowed to like you, orange? I love orange. I do, but it's just so crazy sometimes what the body does. It really is. So this is the card with the little blue mushroom. And there's a lot of other stuff going on in this card too. So I'm going to read from the guidebook. I love that she's got these beautiful autumnal colored fairy wings. She has her hands up. She's in tree pose. Yeah, she's in tree pose. She is really so amazing in her little dress and navy and white striped stretchy pants. So, yeah, orange blossom. On a metaphysical level, it can dissipate heaviness and unhealthy obsessions and help create a heart full of light. So, on this heavy emotional day, our first two cards are all about dissipating heaviness. Um, and yeah, that's what sadness feels like in your body. Yeah, that's what it feels like in your body. So, I love that the cards are tuned in to that. This is so sweet. It says, the fragrance of orange blossom attracts the angels assigned to us on our earthly journey. Eating oranges is said to give a rush of vitality to the solar plexus chakra, the golden energy wheel at the center of your body. And interestingly enough, the blue woad full moon back on the ritual card was drawn and painted on that exact part of her body as well. So the solar plexus chakra definitely is coming through right now. So yeah, the symbolism of this card, the priestess of happiness is dancing in a gorgeous orange frock and stripy blue stockings. Her energy is one of whimsy and playfulness. Gold surrounds her, as well as orange blossoms bursting with their delicious citrus perfume. The artwork in this card depicts an ancient key of Solomon, the magical figure of happiness, a symbol said to bring joy and good cheer. This card is suggesting that happiness lies in dwelling on the good things in life, not on your problems. This doesn't mean ignoring your difficulties, but rather seeing the positives in your situation instead. The old adage is true. You can't control what happens to you, but you can control how you react to it. Look for the light in your life when this card appears, even if it's just a tiny spark. Know that the appearance of this card brings the essence of happiness into your life. And, it is a good reminder, because my mind last night really was like, oh my God, this could have been so much worse, or, I could have lost my mom today, and it's like, if you let your mind get hold of that, it will literally eat you alive. So you have to look for the spark of good in every situation. And yeah, for me, it's just like, okay, she's gonna be okay. She's lucky. She's still here. She's gonna be all right? Yeah, because 41, I still need my mom, I'm still growing up over here. So anyways, thank you, Orange Blossom. Thank you so much. There is a spell using orange and clove, of course, an orange and clove happiness spell, to bring that uplifting energy into our home. I believe we're just going to put those cloves in the oranges, just like we all probably did when we were kids at Girl Scouts, right? You take the cloves and you push them into the orange, right? And then the smell mixes together. It's so nice. You can tie a string on it. It's like a definitely like Christmas thing to do. The pompadour thing, I guess that some people would call it. So anyways, that would be something for you to do if you wanted to bring that essence of happiness into your life more, or put some essential oil of orange in a diffuser. Of course, right now, I don't feel comfortable doing that in my house, but it might work for you. Or, just opening up the bottle and taking a little personal whiff for yourself. That's what I will probably do. And the energy of clove, too, is so nice with the orange. So that is happiness coming through today. Just saying, be happy. Be happy that you still have your mom on this earth plane. Like, even though I believe that, there's nothing to fear in death. It'll be going back home for us. It'll be a release of this body. If I am still on this planet, I want everybody here with me. I am such a selfish kid. Like, I still want her here. So hey, whatevs. Like, I'm not afraid to admit the fact that, yeah, I selfishly want my mom here as long as she wishes to be. And so that is our final card this morning, wishes. Now she is sitting cross-legged, but kind of an open cross-legged feel to it. So I love how this kind of like this yoga pose is tree pose, and then whatever that pose is. We used to call it Indian style, but there's probably a better word for it. And she is sipping on a drink. She's enjoying it so much that her eyes are closed. She has some, let me see here, light blue eyeshadow on. Her third eye seems to be activated with some symbols. Really interesting. So much detail in this card. So much detail in this card. So what's really interesting is happiness was the orange blossom and wishes is the apple blossom. So two really delicate flowers are coming in along with the protective energy of the woad flower, the antiseptic, styptic qualities of the woad on the bottom. And then, we kind of have this nice vibratory rays with these lovely flowers. I know apple blossom is a beautiful flower essence. It's lovely to see them on the trees each year. So apple blossom, it is said that apple blossom heralds the sweet smell of success. On a symbolic level, apple blossom is associated with generosity, gratitude, and giving thanks for all the good things we enjoy in life. In fact, eating green apples conveys energy to the solar plexus, the chakra responsible for confidence and personal success. Okay, so every single card, each 3 cards, is addressing the solar plexus. So of course that would be the chakra that we are going to focus on today, because we're focused on my mom, and with breaking 4 or 5 ribs, that is going to directly affect that energy center. So very cool of my cards to bring that to our attention. Once upon a time, carrying apple blossoms around in a small pouch was thought to attract true love, and apples are said to be the magical unicorn's favorite fruit. So this card wishes, it is all about wishes come true and travel and wonder. So yeah, I mean, that is why, I put out wishes for wellness for everyone. And yeah, because wishes do come true in my world anyways, and in your world too. So the priestess of wishes is sitting in cross-legged contentment. She's enjoying life's bounty. She sits beneath 2 apple boughs, I guess, and that have burst into blossom, and is flanked either side by medieval charms for the rapid achievement of wishes. Above her sits a magical city, like it's kind of in the background, an exotic destination full of surprise and wonder. All right, so, and just yesterday, me traveling to the city, getting there was like, I was like standing on the borderline of like me having a panic attack, right? Like, Like I took so much motherwort yesterday. Because I'm a country girl, and country girls, we don't go to the city, and we sure as hell don't drive in them. But I did by myself to get to this hospital that was downtown, to get to my mom. So it's like, even if we don't think like I really would never consider myself someone who would willingly drive into the city. If push come to shove and I need to, I can do it. And I did it. So anyways, but what I want to say is when I left, it was dark and the city was actually so beautiful lit up. Like the buildings and the lights, and it was much easier to get out of the city than to get in. Like going home was, or leaving, the UMPC building was so much easier to get out of there than to get in there. It was just crazy, which I appreciated. So anyways, shout out to the city. It did look magical last night. It was like, even after a terrible day, right? But yet a thankful day, I was like, wow, the city looks so pretty. I can see why maybe people love to be here. But don't get me wrong, I was more than happy to go back home to the country. So the Latin words votum venium, which mean wish potion, are featured on this card. This priestess knows that with a good heart and some determination, wishes really can come true. So make sure you're making your wishes from a good place, from a positive place. That's why when you don't want to wish somebody bad, and I know that. So I don't, because like your wishes are energy, they're thoughts, they get returned to you. So as I wish wellness for everyone, that wellness energy is returned to me. Now this lady that I'm struggling with, like I don't want to wish her bad on any level, because one, I know it'll be returned to me. Two, that's not who I am anymore. And like you want to be putting out good energy. So this is the Wish Upon a Star card. It is a very positive sign that it is time to make a heartfelt wish. And chances are it is going to come true. The symbol of this card is the apple blossom. Apples have been used in magical spells for centuries. So the apple wish spell is saying that like it is now your turn to make your wish and see it come to pass using the following spell. So yeah, of all these spells today, like even though I love the ritual one, the one that I will probably do is this one, because I have apples, and I have a huge wish of wellness and healing to put out to the universe for my mother. And so yeah, I appreciate you setting your thoughts on her again with me, and for everyone in that hospital and every hospital everywhere that is suffering today. I make wishes of wellness for everyone in suffering and pain today. May they be alleviated. May their distress be dispelled. And may they find the healing and comfort their body and minds so desire and need. So on the next new moon, take an apple and cut it in half. Carefully scoop out some of the flesh from each part of the apple. Write your wish on a small piece of paper and place it inside the apple. Join the apple together with 5 toothpicks to secure your wish. Bury your apple wish in the garden and expect to see positive results by the next full moon. So, of course, what jumps out to me is yes, it takes some time for your wish to manifest. So, I can't expect my mom to jump out of her bed and, be like the happiness priestess, step into tree pose and put her arms up and start dancing around. Of course, some things take time. But you can expect it to happen. You can expect it to take care of it, to be taken care of because you wished it so. So speak it into existence. Whatever you are wishing for today, speak it into existence. Make your intentions be clear. Your prayers will be heard and answered. Ask and you shall receive. So get into that place in your heart, that good place in your heart of purity, right? Of purity. You're asking these things from a pure heart and expect them to come true. Oh my, so on that note, thank you for just joining me today, focusing intentions with me today, praying with me today, wishing with me today. I really appreciate you adding your energy to my journey and to now my mother's journey. And may it be returned back to you. May all the good energy that you put out be returned back to you. So much love to Woad, to Orange and Apple Blossoms. Much love and thanks to the priestesses who showed up today with ritual and happiness and wishes. This is what we needed today. Perfect message. And I'm going to keep you posted. Thank you so much. And yeah, let's step into our power. Let's step into the energy that serves us best. And when we're in fear and sadness, that negativity, we have no power there, right? We have no power. The energy that we want to step into is that of God, of love, of love. Yeah, enough said. What we need to tap in today is our power and love. So thank you so much. And of course, so much love to you.